Yeah, it's Flash time.
Yeah. So just because it's another video for the YouTube thing, so we're back again. This is Trey.
DJ, as always,
Yeah.
dying.
We're gonna do the last two episodes of Flash because last week we weren't here for Flash, which are episodes 18 and 19. So
Very good episodes.
Yeah, we're gonna start with episode 18 first, of course, because it's in order, which was amazing.
Very good.
Versus
Very good.
Zoom. And the way that episode starts out, it's awesome because you see the parallels of how Barry became the Flash, how, he losing his mom, stuff like that, and how Jay Garrick, Hunter Zolomon, becomes Zoom, those two traumatic experiences. Barry was picked up by Joe and his family, and I thought that was very dark for a CW. His dad, and I guess he has PTSD.
Oh, you mean massacring his mother in front of him?
Yeah,
he's
like,
kind of fucked up.
Come on, son, you're gonna want to watch this, and I'm like,
So
wait, why would he watch?
World War II?
I think it's World War One-ish.
Okay,
but
so are they further back in Earth 2?
It's weird because you know how like the show.
It's a war.
Yeah, it's a
Whatever.
war. But I look the way Jay Garrick, his father, the way he's dressed up, it's kind of like a World War
You have to
One-ish.
take the helmet into it.
Yeah, like think about you know how like a lot of what was that? Remember that old movie back in the day with the Rocketeer?
Good movie.
The Rocketeer. It was like, even though it wasn't necessarily the same thing, it was like World War One-ish type of stuff imagery.
Right.
So anytime I see Jay Garrick, I think of Rocketeer sort of thing because he has a leather jacket and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's why that's what I think about when I see him with the leather jacket. Brian told me to kill myself.
Wow,
Remember?
you're a very good brother.
Yeah, no, not there for me. So that's how it is. But yeah, so we see how his mom gets shot in front of him, and he gets
Because she wants to leave.
Yeah.
Because he came home like a drunk.
Yeah, he's like beating her and.
So she wants a divorce. She wants to leave, and then he just
Yeah,
rifles her in the face right in front of the poor kid. Like,
do you have to go back in? I think. Did you make it? Did you kill the live?
yeah, and then I started.
And you start again?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Go back in here. Right, he was being a thought.
Sure,
For real?
maybe she was fucking around.
Let's be real. Maybe, hey, they're gone for a while. A woman has needs. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what do I know?
Maybe the problem was she didn't do a good job of keeping it concealed. You know what I mean? Maybe that was the real problem. Anyway, let's get into
She's being a thought, whatever. I mean,
yeah. If she's been a thought, she's
hey
been
man, this is what I'm gonna say. If it was like nowadays, oh, she's 100% a thought because these girls ain't loyal.
Yeah, they ain't loyal.
So
yeah, I mean, because these days she could have been Skyping him.
yeah,
Back then, she don't know if he's alive or not. She's waiting for a letter. You know what I mean?
Dear John letter, I guess.
Exactly. So then we go into modern time, Earth 1. Oh, I gotta recheck that. So
Fuck you, button.
yeah, so we're going into modern time, and then we see Barry. Now he's got the tachyon enhancer,
And he's
on his
super
chest.
fast. He's quick enough to take Zoom down.
4 times as fast. He's
Four
like,
times
guys,
it.
I can go faster.
And he's just
Yeah.
see.
I love how Barry loves his powers.
This is my thing though. I don't know if you noticed.
Okay.
When he's testing out the tachyon,
Mm-hmm.
he goes through a portal.
Oh, but I told you why that happened.
Mm.
And if that was when he did that was the Supergirl crossover episode. That's how they explain that, because when he goes into
See, I didn't
Supergirl,
watch that.
yeah, I just watched that episode because I'm not gonna watch Supergirl. It's a little too.
Okay. No, I like that.
Yeah.
Is that why he's like, oh, how long has I been gone?
Yes. Yeah. So.
I was wondering why Cisco's just like, oh, I'm not gonna listen to that remark at all and just kind of continue.
Yeah, we're
on
just
what
going.
talking
We're just
about.
browsing
Totally
by
ignore
it. We're just browsing by it. But yeah, so because when he goes to Supergirl episode, he has that thing on his chest the whole episode. I'm like, why do you just keep wearing this thing?
Yeah.
Because they didn't introduce it to us
Okay.
yet. But yeah, he comes. He's like, how long has it gone? And he's like,
It
no
makes
time.
sense now.
Exactly. And then, but the one thing he does tell Wells right away, he was like, can you make this smaller? Like, it's kind of ugly.
Yeah, because it was like
Yeah, it's on
big
his
thing
chest.
on his chest.
And he's like, well, if it's ugly, then yeah, or whatever.
He's like, yeah, because looks are so important. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
exactly. So now that Barry is fast enough, he's like, I'm fast enough. Now I just need to fight Zoom, which is like the overarching theme of this episode is like Barry's making bad decisions. Even though I like him, this whole thing is like, let me go open a wormhole to go fight a killer. Let a killer back into my world, and it could hurt all my friends. So it's kind of a bad decision, but
So I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit
That's
because
fine.
I want to prove a point
yeah.
currently. So in the next episode, they fight a dude that's aging the more he uses his power.
Yeah.
They're totally okay with making him abuse his power to basically wither away to die.
Yeah.
But they don't want to just let Zoom die on the other planet.
Yeah.
Where's the issue here? I don't
Yeah,
understand
because he would have just died.
Yeah, he would have just... He's sick. He would have just died.
Yeah.
Just give him a couple
He would have
months
just
or
died.
whatever.
He didn't have... No,
You're
right.
Then you could have gone to Earth 2 and then help rebuild.
You're right.
Whatever. And
You're right.
But
we do have 7. We have 6 more episodes, so we can't let that happen. You're
infuriating.
You're
it really
right.
is.
Wait, I'm fighting for our country.
That's what Hunter's dad was saying.
He's
to
stupid.
his mother.
So yeah. Then we go into what? So I think we see Barry and Joe. They're having pizza. I guess the pizza from Keystone City is just amazing.
Yeah.
The best pizza on the planet. I want this pizza. I want to eat some of this pizza.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We're from New Jersey. Of course, we want to eat this pizza.
Yeah. So they're loving it. And then we go into what I think. Yeah. Wally comes. Wally's like, I do some laundry because I'm not dorming anymore. And Joe's like, well,
I can help you get a place or whatever.
Yeah, and Wally's like,
yeah.
nah.
He's like, nah, like I'm good.
Yeah, and let's just get into that now. Like Barry, and I love the father-son dynamic between Barry and Joe. It's so natural. Like you literally can tell these two actors enjoy being around each other.
Yeah,
and he's like, Wally doesn't want you to get him a place. He wants to live at home with you.
Yeah, he wants to live here.
Yeah,
and then Joe says, I wonder if Wally's doppelganger is this complicated.
Yeah, exactly. But he's an older guy. He doesn't get kids, and he's like, and he tells Wally, he's like, look, back when Barry and Iris went to college, they couldn't wait to leave. So I never thought you wanted to stay home with me. So but he's finding new stuff. You know what I mean? He's never been in a situation before. He's a good dad, but he's finding out.
He's a fucking fantastic dad.
Yeah, Joe's one of my favorites. Joe and Cisco make the show.
Yeah, Joe and Cisco are thoroughly enjoyable.
Yeah, they make the show revolve for me. So then what we do? So then Barry says, all right, so we're gonna go into the other world, and Wells completely disagrees with it. Makes me wait when Wally's angry
at Joe and calls him Joe. When he gets what he wanted, he calls him Dad. Yeah, that makes me a little salty too.
Yeah, it makes you. I mean, he's still figuring his way into it, but yeah,
like he's playing the like.
Let me tell you something.
He's playing the I'm your son card, and then when he's mad, whatever, Joe, and he storms off. Like
and when he finally gets the room, he's like, thanks, Dad.
Yeah,
and he's like,
I think that's the first time he called him Dad.
I think it's the first time. Yeah, I wrote that. It's the first time he actually called him Dad, which was nice. But yeah, But let me tell you something. It was rough getting through. And maybe you don't agree with me, but it was rough finally getting through. Now Wally's likable because this episode combined with the new episode,
right?
He's finally likable.
He didn't have a lot of screen time. Also.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about Wally next episode because obviously what happens to him. We'll talk about that more later.
At the end of this episode, some shit goes down too.
Yeah. So actually, end of this episode, we'll get into that. But yeah, so. Barry's like, maybe Cisco, you can, if Reverb, he actually had like multi-dimensional powers, like we can tap into that. And Wells is like, absolutely not. Like, I'm trying to protect my daughter. You want to let Zoom back into this world? Like, how are we going to do that?
Yeah, Wells is completely against trying to open up another portal.
Yeah, I love it. Like, when he figures out that they're going to use Cisco to do that, he looks at them like, no. Like, I thought he threw that far.
So did I. That's why I didn't try to get out of there.
Yeah.
I guess it bounced off my chest and I just didn't notice.
But yeah, so and then Wells even goes to Joe to tell Joe, hey, can you talk Barry out of this?
And Joe gives him the I've learned a long time ago that once Barry's got his mind set on something, you can't talk him out of it.
Yeah, and Joe tells him, look, but can you help Barry? Because if you help Barry, I know he's got better chances.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Wells actually agrees, and Wells gives Cisco the goggles, which are amazing. So what is he doing?
He's AFK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Wells gives Cisco the goggles, and Cisco starts to open up the portal. As soon as he opens it, you see Zoom grab that mask so quick.
And he knows exactly where it is.
Yeah. I'm like, how this guy's ESP? What is he?
Yeah.
He can communicate.
He just sense it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then he's like, come on, Cisco. You can do it. And then Cisco closes it.
Yeah.
And he gives later on in the episode.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I want to get into that actually.
The most fantastic Star Wars reference I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's so good.
He's like, what if I'm Anakin?
He's like, I have the midichlorians.
Yeah.
The Force is strong in me.
Yes.
What if I turn into Vader? And Barry's like, dude, you're never going to turn into Vader.
Yeah.
Like, Vader had nobody, and you have me, or whatever.
I love how they address the they address popular culture. They're not afraid of it.
Yeah,
nerd culture. They're not afraid of it. I love it.
And it's a stab at Disney, and it's a stab at Marvel.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all right, good for you guys. You got some balls.
Exactly. It's a DC property that's talking about straight Disney Marvel stuff.
Exactly.
Straight Disney Lucas stuff. And they don't care about it. So, but yeah, so we get into that, and I don't know if you've noticed, whoever does the score, I love how they do Zoom's theme song. The beat that comes in, so they're about to open up the portal, and before they do, Caitlin says, oh yeah, well we found Jay's doppelganger, his name was Hunter Zolomon, and then Wells says, what did you say? And when he says that, wait, what?
Armando, fuck you.
Wait, what?
He's just being an asshole.
He's just trolling. So, yeah, and the beat and that's me. I love scores. When the beat comes in and you see Wells put the screen on of Hunter Zolomon and Earth 2, and I love how they're like Earth 2 literally has its own little story. They're like, on our Earth, serial killers are very rare.
They're an anomaly.
Yeah. And he's like the last known serial killer on Earth 2. This is like his last picture. And you just see him look like a madman.
Got long hair, super long beard.
Yep. Yeah, like long, white, everything. And you see him in a mental facility, and Wells talks about, Wells basically realizes, oh, I created him because
they were giving him shock treatment.
Yeah, and he said he put piping for the accelerator underneath
to try and reroute the explosion or whatever.
Yeah. And exploded
it didn't work.
It didn't work, exactly.
See, but this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed. Before the accelerator got to Zolomon and all the doctors and everything, the coffee was getting...
Oh, yeah,
raised.
it was right, yeah.
So this is also the thing. The Speed Force, as an entity, picks who is going to inhabit before anything
happens. Yeah.
So one way or another,
that's the catalyst that makes it happen.
Exactly, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen to you.
That's just the Speed Force.
Yeah, the Speed Force is like a living thing, like the Force. Speed Force. Yeah. But yeah, I saw and him sitting there, guys. I don't know if you guys read comics at all. It's an homage to one of the covers when. I think it's the actual Flashpoint Paradox comic book. It's one of the times when Barry loses the Speed Force, and he straps himself down into a chair, and recreates the particle accelerator. And they kind of show that with Zoom.
Yeah.
Him sitting in that chair. So that was pretty cool. But so they open the portal, and Zoom comes through. And he's ready.
And Barry knows.
Yeah.
And he basically begs him to chase him because Barry knows that he's faster at this point. So Barry jets off.
Yeah.
They're chasing throughout the city or whatever.
They go back to the lab.
Go back to Star Labs, and they're in...
this big empty room, but Barry's got a plan to stop him, which I love. He's got a plan now. Like, Barry smartens up each time. Mm-hmm. And he has pictures of Hunter Zolomon's family. Like, he's got a picture of his dad, picture of his mom. And that kind of messes up. Every time it does, Barry sneaks a hit in, uppercut, punch, whatever. And he starts hitting them. I appreciate that. So, because we're losing light.
Losing light fast.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he finally puts, I guess that thing that he used, didn't Wells use this on Barry at one point in the show? No. Who uses our queen, our beautiful woman?
Patty Spiv.
Patty Spivey, before she left, she used that on Flash on his leg to hold him there.
Right.
So he used that on Zoom. This
and
episode.
Here is another thing that makes me
and I'm like, why are you talking to him?
So Barry likes to talk.
Knock him out. Just knock him out.
Just sits there. He's got Zoom beat. All he has to do is crack him once, knock him out, put him in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Story's over. We're good. Happy ending.
And he's talking. He's like, why don't you keep killing? He's like, don't you feel anything when you kill people? No. And he tells him like, no, I don't feel anything. Why would I?
And then Zoom says, you can't lock away the darkness.
Yeah, and his eyes turn black.
Snaps the thing off his leg. His eyes turn black.
Yeah.
He jets off, takes Wallet.
Do you think there's more to that?
Probably.
Like, why that change? He's like, you can't let out the darkness. He's like, what'd you say? You can't chase out the darkness. I'm like, wait, what? You can't lock up the darkness. That's what he says.
Yeah, you probably...
He escapes. Barry tries to get him, but he's too late, and he's gone.
And Wally's gone.
They realize they kidnapped Wally. He's like, I'll trade Wally West for your speed, right? And then Zoom comes back, and I thought this was kind of cool, but it's also like I don't know how Zoom does it. Cisco puts on the goggles again and basically communicates with Zoom straight through it. He's like talking to him.
I think what it is, because Zoom has traveled through time and stuff so much more, he's kind of more in tune with the multi-dimensional stuff.
Maybe.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's Doctor Who all of a sudden.
Yeah, we're just gonna explain Speed Force. So
yeah, exactly. So
that's
just what it is.
They agree. He comes there, takes off the mask, and they're gonna siphon off Barry's speed, and then they ask him about how'd you get here in two places at once? Was it a speed mirage? And he's like, speed mirage?
No, I'm not even fast enough to do that.
Yeah, and I'm like, you're not fast enough to do that, but you are faster than.
Well, he can't go between worlds that quickly.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So basically, it was his
time remnant.
So it was him earlier in life or whatever.
Yeah. So
and he's able to convince him to do all that stuff and then sacrifice himself, legitimately let Zoom just kill him to prove a point.
Yep.
Which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of nuts. It was very crazy. So that all happens, and then Barry goes on what do they call that in comic books? The speed treadmill? What is it called?
Speed treadmill.
Yeah. So he runs on that, take his power, and then it's like Zoom has an orgasm when he injects himself.
Yeah, he injects himself crazy lightning and all that good stuff.
And then he's about to snap Barry's neck.
And then Caitlin comes in and begs him not to.
Anything you ever said to me was true.
Right. If your feelings were ever real, you won't kill him or whatever. She drops him. He takes Caitlin.
Gone.
Episode ends.
Episode done. And then we get into this episode.
This episode, I watched it earlier today. I really enjoyed it.
I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it. I didn't not enjoy it. I liked it a lot. But versus Zoom, the one we're just talking about was definitely a highlight for me. I mean,
like there's parts of each, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So then, and they do this again. I don't know if good. They do this again. They show parallels in the beginning of the episode of Barry, how he wakes up in the morning as a Flash. Everything he gets done super quick. He can catch the coffee before it breaks, all kind of stuff. And then now when he's normal, he's waking up. He's got to catch the train or catch the bus and listen to people talk to him next to him. He's just annoyed. And he's like, the coffee falls over. He can't catch it. He's just normal.
He's just depressed.
Yeah, he's very depressed. So
and basically throughout the entire episode, Wally's begging Joe to kind of set up a meeting with Flash because he wants to thank him.
Yeah. And
I can't wait till we get to the end of the episode.
So we get to, and now this episode, I love how, Wells is still Wells, but he's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like he always he's like where you going? He's like, well, since you let this maniac come back into my world, he can find my daughter at any time. So I'm actually going to try to protect her since there's no more Flash. Since you're basically useless, he takes him and they introduce a new little plot. They're like, you have how'd you find her? And he says.
Dead
cellular
dead zone.
Yeah, dead spots.
Again, of course.
You better watch out. You better watch out.
I got him though.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna survive too. And then Cisco, of course, with another perfect one-liner, goes, "Oh, is that why I always drop phone calls around you?"
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Great line.
Brilliant.
Great line. So he finds Jesse. Jesse still doesn't want to go back with him, but then he runs into a metahuman that we find out is super powerful, but
basically just
aging rapidly.
Super strong, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. He can throw cars, do all kind of stuff, but he ages like a maniac.
Super quick. Mm-hmm. Turns out he's an 18-year-old kid, and by the time we see him, he looks like he's in his 30s or 40s even. And
he thinks this Wells did it to him, but obviously it's the Wells from Earth 1 who's dead, but he still looks like him. So. Yeah. So,
he captures Wells, wants him to make a cure. Wells tells him, hey, there's no cure. Yeah. So now the team has to figure out their way to save Wells without Barry's speed.
Yeah. I like, by the way, Barry's detective skills.
Yeah.
Because we get him seeing being forensic. Like, he gets the blood. They trace. He was like, where was his cell phone last? He was like, he was here 15 minutes. So they find out where Jesse was.
Right.
Jesse comes and helps them. And we get a Felicity mention a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, they get for Barry's suit, they get the Dwarf Star material.
Now, I haven't been watching this. Where's this Dwarf Star from? What is this?
It's just a DC Comics thing that's kind of.
Oh, but did they show it in Arrow?
No.
Oh,
I don't think so.
Okay.
But that's just like where all these guys kind of get armor from. All the non-super powered heroes. I guess. Green Arrow uses a lot. Flash.
Yeah.
Flash still can't really take a punch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fast and he's stronger than the average person, but.
Yeah, the Speed Force kind of protects him but now he doesn't have it. It doesn't really protect his body.
Exactly. So he desperately needs this shit.
Yeah. So before we go more in that storyline, we do see Caitlin in Earth 2. She's like tied up at first. She's got a nice burger and fries. I don't know if you noticed. That looked like a nice burger and fries.
Big belly burger, which they've referenced.
Yeah.
1,000 times.
Another piece of food that I want and can't have.
Dude, we're gonna get to how he gets his powers back.
Yeah, let us get through it.
Give us a minute, Brian.
We'll get it. So, I'm gonna have to turn this flash on. You're looking at that, so we're good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, we get into. I need a little line. That doesn't really help.
Yeah, you're good.
So, we get into. that. Zoom actually lets her out of the chains. Says like, I care about you.
You'll stay here.
You learn to love me.
And then she gets up, walks around, sees Killer Frost.
Killer Frost, yeah. And Killer Frost was like, I had a brother, and my brother died, and my mom was the same.
Yeah, she was like, my mom's a bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
And
that's
like,
why.
My mom was cold too. That's what Caitlin says.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, she's been like that ever since our brother Charlie died. She's like, oh, I never had a brother. It's weird.
Yeah. Which I wonder if they'll ever hint at. Maybe her mom had a miscarriage and she never felt the same, but never told Caitlin.
Yeah, I mean that's very possible. They might never even reference it again.
Yeah, they might
never really know.
Yeah.
So you see the man in the mask again.
Yeah, this tapping on the glass again.
It's gotta be Eddie. It's gotta be.
I'm hoping.
Who else can it be at this point?
I'm really hoping.
Who else can it be at this point?
I'm really hoping it's Eddie. I don't know who else is gonna be.
Because it's a white dude.
Yeah, so it's a white dude. At first, I thought I didn't know. Because it's tannish. You don't know.
If he was black, I was gonna say, oh, he's Wally.
Yeah.
From Earth 2.
Yep. But I don't think so.
No, it's gotta be Eddie. Because he's the only one that would be like a surprise to everybody involved.
Yeah, and I'm gonna skip a little bit here. When she finally lets out Killer Frost, and Killer Frost is like, I'm evil, so it's kind of like the whole was it the tortoise and the porcupine? Or the porcupine and the rabbit? It's the old story about why'd you stick. Oh, the scorpion.
Scorpion the frog.
Scorpion the frog.
See, I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's like, why'd you stick me? It's like, because in my nature. And it's like, she just betrayed her. Why? Because, you could tell it's in her nature. So she's not going to be good all of a sudden. But Zoom freaking speeds through her.
Yeah, so Caitlin helps.
Amazing.
Caitlin helps Killer Frost escape.
Mm-hmm.
They science the shit out of it.
Yeah.
I forget the reasoning. I don't care.
They vibrate, so when you find out
some sort of frequency. Whatever.
Yeah.
So then they're about to fight or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin's running essentially for her life.
Yeah.
Frost throws a spike at her. Zoom comes flying back in, goes through Caitlin, and then grabs the spike, chokes out Killer Frost, and then shanks her.
Yeah, shanks her with the icicle.
Now the reason Frost was gonna kill Caitlin was because she said the only reason he kept me alive is because he reminded me of you. And now that you're here, he doesn't need me anymore.
Yeah.
And when he kills her, he says, yeah, you're right, I don't need you anymore. And then he just kills her and laughs it off.
Yep. And that's it. And then he realized, he's like, you know what? Why should I stop at this Earth? I'm going to conquer every other Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And take it from there.
So he's just giggling like a fucking maniac at the end of the episode because they're going to Earth 1 and they're just going to, he's going to run through shit.
And then before we get to the end, we get Wally finally gets to talk to Flash.
Which super anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was just, oh, thanks, man. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ruin the second chance.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil my second chance. I'm gonna make it worth it. I'm like, you're gonna become a speedster.
Yeah.
That's how you're gonna do
how
it.
Too.
Yeah, you're gonna do it. So you keep watching these Formula 1 movies with your dad for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like Flash is like, guess what? In case you guys didn't read the comic books, I'm gonna beat you over the head on this guy loving speed. That's what they do. Like, it's beating you over the head with it, just in case. And just in case you didn't know, Jesse Quick will become a speedster. Her name is Jesse Quick.
That's the first time we call her Jesse Quick, too.
Yeah, so I was like, it's like, all right. But I'll be happy when that happens. So in the end, we see Barry and Wells, and they're like, I'm never gonna get my powers back, whatever. Yes, Brian, that is a white man in the cage.
He's white.
He's white.
Even
At
if
first,
he's tan, he's white.
at first, I didn't know if he was white or not. And then the more episodes that went by, this guy's white. All right, we know we have fluorescent light. It's a little orangish or whatever, but he's white. He's white. I don't think it's another Wally in there. Some people say that. Some people say it's another Wally. The Wally with an actual, with actual speed powers.
No, because I know what's gonna happen with Wally.
What do you think? You have a theory?
Oh, yeah. So gets Curb song at the end of the episode.
I mean, that's a good pick, but it's just makeup, man. He's just dirty. He's just dirty.
Yeah,
he's still white.
I really don't think he's black.
Yo, bro, he's still white. He's just dirty. That's it. This is gonna be the darkest white man ever. That's it. If anything, he just got dirt on his skin.
So basically, Wells says, "Hey, we're gonna
recreate the particle accelerator.
Flashpoint paradox the shit out of this, and we're gonna recreate the particle accelerator explosion."
Yeah.
So this is what's gonna happen.
Okay.
They're gonna do the particle accelerator. It's probably gonna fail the first time. Barry's gonna get very hurt.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna have to do it again just in order to save Barry's life.
Yep.
If they're really going for Flashpoint paradox.
Yep.
And then you're gonna get his speed back during said explosion. Wally's gonna get involved, and he's gonna get speeded as well. And then it's gonna be like, "Hey Barry, I need your help understanding my speed powers. Hey,
Yes.
let's be Flash and Kid Flash. Hey, now we have a sidekick." Yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah.
It's too obvious for it to not be it.
Yeah. I mean, that probably will happen. I don't want Wally to get speed powers yet, though. Me personally, not yet. I don't want Barry to have a teammate. Not yet. I like Solo Barry.
Yeah.
With the we didn't touch on this in the last episode or this episode, but Iris is catching feelings again. She's liking him.
Oh yeah. She's a little.
Yeah,
she's spotting around.
She's starting to get wet again for Barry. Sorry to be graphic.
No,
but yeah, I mean, I feel like you're doing it a little better this time. I'm actually like looking at her like, you know what?
But I also like that Barry doesn't notice.
Yeah, Barry doesn't notice at all.
He's too sidetracked to notice these things.
Yeah, he's like when he fell off the speed terminal, like the speed treadmill, and he's like, no, Iris, I'm all right. Like he didn't notice. He's like, you're just trying to console me as a friend. What did he say?
He said it's the second time he called her Jesse Quick. I didn't notice last time. How about that?
All right. Maybe you should come be a part of the podcast one time instead of just being on the sideline and just throwing empty shells to the peanut gallery. Freaking
shots fired.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm loving the Flash. This season to me so far is not better than the first season.
No, I don't think anything will ever be.
But this season is still great, still amazing. Because the first season we just had so many questions. Wells was just kept us on our toes. They had so many different reveals. But this season is still great. The Flash and Daredevil are like the best superhero TV shows in some of my best
recent memory.
Yeah, and one of the best TV shows on TV currently.
Absolutely.
So I'm loving it. And that's basically about it. Is there any other bonus things? Anything you want to get into? Do we want to? So you already did your theory.
Yeah,
so
that's my theory. Yeah.
I think we covered everything. I don't know if we're missing anything.
Kirk, if you're still watching, Armando fucking ruined the Wolverine thing for me.
Yeah.
Because he's a dick.
If you guys don't want to hear anything about any sort of movie trailers at all, you can sign off now, whatever. But the new X-Men trailer comes out, and I
still haven't watched the actual trailer, but then IGN also ruined it for me today.
Probably in their Snapchat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, look, this is what's happening. No.
Yeah.
IGN, don't.
And I just don't get why it's part of the trailer. Like, Spider-Man in this movie is supposed to have 3 scenes. I think 1 as Peter Parker, 2 as Spider-Man, and they are... I thought
he was supposed to be in it for like 45 minutes or so.
No, not that long.
That's what I heard.
No.
I heard it was like 20 minutes of or like 20 minutes of Spider-Man and then like 15, 20 minutes of Peter Parker.
No. Maybe 15 minutes total.
Whatever, I'm fine.
Whatever.
But did you see the other
countdown?
thing
Countdown week and a half. It's coming out on my brother's birthday.
Did you see the other thing that's on?
I might go see it at 9:30 before you, bro. I'm just saying you're off. Let's just go in the morning and not let these chicks go. DJ's gonna go see it at 9:30 IMAX. Let's just do it. What's he saying? What are you saying, yo?
You just said yo. Don't yo me.
Don't yo us. What's he saying?
TV spot with Bucky and Spider. Yeah, I was just gonna talk about that.
He saw it. I saw his phone, a little clip, and I looked away because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that stuff. I know the clip is out where you fully see how Robert Downey Jr. approaches Bucky. I don't want to see it.
That I didn't see. So
I'm
trying to avoid that one.
I'm good.
But,
I'm done.
Yes, the Spider-Man. It was like what a 6-second clip. Loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Everything
Because it's just saying, okay, Tom Holland, you're good.
Yeah.
You're all right. I'll accept
Oh,
it.
let's do this. So we still have some time. Let's get into a little bit of the stuff we as far as like movie updates. So the Spider-Man casting is going on.
Yeah.
I think we mentioned this a little before. We thought we were gonna get
So Robert Downey Jr. is in Homecoming.
and what's his name is out now officially.
Who?
You're Batman. Michael Keaton is officially out.
Yeah, they couldn't come to an agreement or whatever.
Yeah, they couldn't come to an agreement. Which I think he would have done it, but they just couldn't. It just couldn't come to an agreement. So yeah.
How much stronger is Spider-Man than Bucky? I mean, Spider-Man's power is kind of.
I think
his strength. He's a top tier.
Yeah,
hero.
so I think
his strength is.
Yeah, I would say it's the same amount.
It's the.
Well, he's got increased because a spider can lift 8 times his weight.
So he can take times his weight.
Yeah,
literally he's got that. So he's
or 3 times his weight, whatever it is.
He's not Thor.
Yeah,
but like.
He also has a rapid healing ability.
Right.
So I mean, he could take Bucky. So it don't matter.
Oh yeah, no, he could definitely take Bucky.
He could take Bucky.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just his agility.
Marissa Tomei is still Aunt May, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. So, when I watch Spider-Man, I'm going to want to have sex with Aunt May.
Oh, yeah,
Just
absolutely.
letting everyone know. The hottest Aunt May.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, a couple, like, sidebars. They're like, you know what? This is actually going to be a very accurate Aunt May.
Oh, yeah.
Think about it. Peter Parker's 14. Aunt May is just his mother's sister.
Yeah.
That's it. If you're 14, your mom, let's say...
She shouldn't be 75 years old.
Exactly. She should be in her 40s, maybe 50. Even at that time, in her 40s, she's still going to look good.
Oh, yeah.
So why is she's not supposed to be this 60-year-old woman that's hobbling around, just making him peanut butter and jelly sandwiches when he comes home from school? Like, she's supposed to be a hot aunt, and she's a hot aunt.
She is, because Marissa Tomei is sexy as hell.
Won't it be awesome if Robert Downey Jr. and Marissa Tomei get it on? Because because he's supposed to be in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
So imagine if like I just want some flirting to happen. Yeah. I just want some flirting to happen between Robert Downey Jr. and Marissa Tomei. I think it'd just be awesome.
Well, they're definitely gonna flirt because that's Iron Man.
That's RDJ. He's definitely gonna do it.
But no, he's like all fucking with Pepper and stuff. He's loyal.
I mean, he's
loyal.
In
Cinematic Universe, he's loyal.
Yeah, no, in Cinematic Universe, he's loyal.
Yeah.
In the comic book, he's a thought.
Remember? Yeah. Yeah. He's fucking.
Yeah, he's a fucking whore McGee.
Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah.
European gigolo and shit.
And I think that's as far as like movie updates. Maybe that's all we got. I don't know if we have much as far as like any superhero.
We still don't know who Willem Dafoe is.
Yeah, we don't know. He said he's been casted.
He's in Justice League, but we don't know.
He said it's top secret. He's not supposed to reveal like nothing. They're not gonna reveal anything until I guess maybe close to the movie comes out. We got what's the name talking about being Commissioner Gordon a little bit.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I'm trying to remember his name.
J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah. Yeah.
That's how I know him.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, but
we got him talking about that. Oh, Brian said Killing Joke trailer.
Ah, yes, Killing Joke.
Is it a new one? I have not seen it.
Oh man.
Tell me about. Is it?
Oh man.
I want to go into this movie so cold. I don't want like a lot of trailers. Just
man. It
looks that good, huh?
It's glorious.
Okay.
Glorious. It's literally a comic book. Just put it into like it's perfect.
Okay.
They show the funhouse. They show Gordon stark ass naked riding through the funhouse.
Really?
Yeah. They show. Oh man. They show when he answers the door or when he knocks on Batgirl's door. And he just sits there with the gun. Oh man.
Wow. When is the actual release date? Because we gotta have a podcast just for that.
Oh yeah.
Do you know? Is it next? Is it May?
It
should be May, right?
It should be because they usually do.
May might be the best comic book. May might be the best superhero comic book movie month.
Like I'm more excited
Brian.
for.
It might be.
I'm more excited for Killing Joke than I am like fucking Suicide Squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's one of the best written properties ever. So
it's in my top 3 favorite all time. So
yeah, like story arcs, right?
Yeah.
So. And you know, I mean, I think we mentioned this before, but yeah, like it's crazy how like when he first wrote that, when Frank, what's his name? Frank Miller?
No, Frank Miller did Dark Knight Returns.
Who did the Killing Joke?
Killing Joke.
I thought.
Find out in 2 seconds.
I thought he did it. No? Who? Ryan, who wrote the Killing Joke?
You know what? Taking it to the next level.
Oh, he's saying July. He's saying July something. Wait. What's the next level?
Take it to the next level. I have the book.
Oh, okay. All right. He's gonna get the actual copy. Just hold on. He's coming. It's the most he's ever exercised all week.
Yeah.
He's jogging.
Alan Moore and Brian Bolland.
Alan Moore. So yeah, Alan Moore. Brian Ball's probably the graphic.
He's probably
The illustrated.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah, because it's fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they show. I'm just gonna find a thing real quick without like spoiling anything.
Care how you turn those pages?
It's a graphic novel. It's fine. It's not the individual actual thing, so I don't really care. They showed that, and it looked perfect.
Show our audience. Show our audience.
Brian, you'll appreciate that. They showed that, which is
Wow.
probably one of the most iconic.
He says the animation is a little weird.
I like it.
I'm fine with the animation.
'Cause
It's
it's
not my
very-
favorite, but I'm fine with it.
It's very close to the way this looks.
Yeah, and
so.
they said they spent a lot of time trying to find a good like animation person as far as like a good to fit the graphic
Yeah,
novel
it was.
because they didn't want to veer too far away from it.
Yeah, Batman. People are saying Batman looks a little weird. Gordon looks different, but again, it follows the book very, very closely. Like, it looks pretty damn close.
I'll just be happy with the actual content itself.
Oh, you'll love it.
Like I said, like for instance, in the Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, the animation we got, not my favorite. Like looking Batman, you like short ears. I like.
I'm sure you're a guy.
I like medium ears. I don't like long ears, but I like medium ears.
So here's the thing. There's Dark Knight Return ears. Ears about that.
Stuff, yeah.
There is Christian Bale ears.
Christian Bale ears. Those are my
that.
favorites.
And then there's long Halloween ears, which are about like that.
Yeah.
Which
so
are.
he wouldn't.
I'm not even on camera.
He wouldn't pass a doorway.
Yeah, they're literally legitimately like up here. They're fucking
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I hate them that big.
Yeah. So I like Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale ears,
But at
and
the
like
same
even
time,
the voice actor, not even my favorite, because obviously, what's his name? Our favorite.
Mark Hamill?
Batman.
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy. But that movie is just incredible. Mm-hmm. So it didn't matter like animation was my favorite.
Dark
the
Knight
voice.
Returns?
Dark Knight Returns.
That was
the
with
voice.
Kevin Conroy.
The,
that was,
yeah, no, I'm saying it wasn't Kevin.
Ironside, right?
Yeah, Mike Ironside. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite Batman actor. Wasn't my favorite Joker actor. Wasn't my favorite animators. But I still thoroughly love that movie because the writing was excellent and those voice actors that did do the roles were excellent also.
Mm-hmm.
So I still loved it. So even if it's not the exact one I want, if the actual content itself is done well, I'm sure the Killing Joke's going to be excellent.
But we can rejoice it's Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
so,
and we are getting them. Yeah,
it could be mediocre and it's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
The two of them. Like it just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you
that is the voice of
good...
Batman growing up.
Oh, absolutely.
When I hear
when
Batman,
when I read a book, that's what I hear in my head.
Yeah.
Same thing with Joker. I hear Mark Hamill because he's sadistic and he's fantastic.
Yeah, that's all pretty good. So I think that'll be it, guys. We're gonna sign off. Thank you again for joining us. I'm Trey.
DJ.
And we'll see you guys a week from now.
Next week, Game of Thrones, Flash, and then week after that is Civil War time, boys. So
yeah, follow us on Twitch, OmniNerd.
There will be many a spoiler for Civil War.
Many spoilers. Yeah, we won't do. If we do a non-spoiler review, it'll be like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then spoiler review will be like an hour.
Yeah.
All right. That's
we
what
might
it's
give
gonna
our overall thoughts for about 15 minutes, and then it's gone.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks again. Like OmniNerd. If you like the video, subscribe, like. Thanks again. We'll see you.
Later.